Robert Moran, is a partner at the Brunswick Group. That's a consulting firm offering insight into market-moving decisions. He joins us from Sao Paulo in Brazil. Welcome to the show. Robert, a lot of analysts weighing in on this tit for tat. The U.S. list looked like a laundry list, everything from bookbinding machines, sewing machine needles, as well as the high-tech items. A lot of items. China, though, firing back with a more targeted kind of aggressive response aimed at soybeans, cars, industries in the Midwest, and states that Trump took in the last election. Is this basically firing a salvo at his base, do you think?
No, it's a problem here. I mean, no one wins any kind of a trade war. And you're already seeing American reactions from commodity producers, soybeans, et cetera, concerned about selling their product in China. The problem here is that in the United States, China is its #1 import partner and its #3 export partner. And so having a trade war gets really complicated really fast. I still hold out hope that this is largely rhetoric and jawboning as a preamble to some other negotiation. They haven't set hard dates, as your reporting notes. Rational actors would probably step back from the brink. So there's hope.
Yeah. Well, Brookings is out with a study. It indicates if things continue, if this goes through, jobs and industries will be impacted in close to 3,000 U.S. counties. 82% of those counties voted for Donald Trump in the last election. So my question is, campaign themes like his resonated, but will these folks still be behind him when the rhetoric meets reality?
Well, when the rhetoric meets reality, you do have problems. I mean, the fact is, many of his voters are in the Midwestern states, in industrial states, in farm states that would be impacted by a trade war, and they have a lot to lose. Some of these states actually are very important primary states if he was running for re-election, and that could come back to bite him in a primary campaign as well.
And I was watching a lot of business channels today. The Wall Street types, very, very worried. Soybean farmers naturally concerned as well. This could be damaging to the economy, which seems to be humming along for the United States. And we're seeing, the markets going all over the place. Do you think that the president miscalculated because South Korea gave in with some modest concessions recently? He thought he was on a roll?
It's hard for me to speculate on the president's strategy here. I mean, I don't think it's the wisest course of action to sort of enter into dialogue or into communications that push towards a trade war. I think your theory is a good one. It's really hard to tell. My concern, though, is that once you begin amping up the communication here, the political communication, it's hard to back up and save face. And I'm concerned about a feedback loop in which both sides sort of keep amping up their communication and threats, and they get to a point which they can't back down from. That would be, I think, a very bad outcome for both nations.
And Robert, this is an administration, well, at least a president who likes chaos. It seems like he likes to freelance, kind of wing it. Do you think there is a plan in place to try and de-escalate things as we move along this process? We still have a lot of time, but as you said, it seems like the rhetoric keeps kind of bumping up.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need to watch the rhetoric here. I think they need to find a way to sort of de-escalate some of this. But, this is a very classic Trump communication strategy where he sort of ups the threat level and the communications and the attack points as a prelude to some kind of a deal. Whether he's miscalculated in this regard this time around, I think is an open question. It's not just the United States and China that would lose in a trade war. It's the knock-on effects, for everyone else. I'm sitting here in Sao Paulo today, another large trading partner for both countries. And you said, this caused jitters in the markets, and it can cause dislocation all around the world. When you have #1 and #2 world trading powers collide, there are a lot of losers, and not just in those two countries.
Robert Moran joining us from Brazil. Thanks so much for your analysis.